let's see if I can do this. Hopefully it uploads for me. This is easier. That way you guys can pause it to learn how to crochet. If I do a live video, I guess you could pause it, but then this way I can fast forward and stuff to what I'm doing. So I'm trying to get this in the chair so you guys can see me. Alright, just stay. I'm trying to get it to stay in the chair. Okay. So what I want to teach you, hi everyone, thanks for coming on and watching. For those that want to learn how to crochet, I have 3 squares done for my next poncho, and I want to show you how to start a square. It's a granny square, and my mom taught me this, how to do a granny square. So I'm going to use a light color so you can see what I'm doing, even though this isn't the square. This isn't going to be the square. I'm just going to show you, just for demonstration purposes, okay? You can wrap it around your pinky and then put it between your middle and your finger, and then you hold it like this. It's kind of like, I know, it looks like a puppet, right? Or you can just simply hold it. I like to hold it because it gives it that leverage. So it looks like this. It's wrapped around your pinky like this, and then over, draped over. Okay? And you can pause it to copy that. Okay? The first thing you want to do is make your loop. So you have your hook and your yarn like this. And you're just going to turn it once around just this the hook, and then go under the yarn and pull through. Okay, this is your loop that you need so you can start crocheting. Then you're going to chain 3. So you just go under and pull through, that's 1, go under and pull through. I am using a J hook. I recommend an H, but a J is a little bit bigger. Go under and pull through so you have the chain. You see that tiny little chain? Now what you're going to do to start your square is take your hook and go back into the first, try to move the yarn so you can see this. It's easier when the camera is in front of me. I probably should do that. Reverse it so you can see. So you're going to go into the first chain. You can see how it's in there? It's inside, right? And when you do that, you're going to go under again. You're going to go under the yarn again, and pull it through and pull it through. So you're pulling it through the chain, both chains. And then you'll have it like this. It looks like a little circle. Now if you take your finger, let me just show you real quick. If you take your finger, let me get this out real quick. I want to show you something. Right here, there's a hole. There's going to be a hole in the center. That's what you're going to stitch into. So put the hook back into the hole there, pull it through. Now what you're going to do is chain 3 again after doing that. So you're going to go under and pull it through the loop, under, pull it through the loop, under, pull it through the loop. So you've got your chain 3. That looks nasty. Okay. This would be considered your first double stitch. You're going to do 3, and you're going to do it inside of the hole of this chain that you connected together. So you go under the hook and then go dip into the hole, bring the yarn in. When you do that, you'll see 3 loops. You're going to go under, under the yarn. Again, pull through just 2. Now you have 2. Then go under the yarn again and pull through to complete it. That is your first double crochet. You're going to repeat that again, same exact thing, in the same exact hole. Go through, go under the yarn, and then go through the hole. Pull the yarn through, you've got 3. Under the yarn, pull it through 2, you have 2. No yarn. Under the yarn, pull through both to complete it. So now you see 3 double crochets, right? Okay. Now we're going to chain 1, which is going under the yarn and just pulling through the loop there. Now we're going to do the same exact thing. 3 double crochets in the same hole. So go under the yarn into the same hole, pull the yarn through, you have 3, under the yarn, pull through 2, you have 2, pull through, complete, back to 1. So there you can see your chains, 1, 2, 3. You can see your double crochets, sorry, there's 4 there now. So you got to do 2 more, under the yarn, in the hole. I like to hold this loose yarn down to kind of tie it underneath. So you have 3, pull it through 2, under the yarn, pull through 2, have 2 under the yarn, and hook it, and then pull through 2 to complete. 1 more, same hole, the same hole. Pull through 2, pull through 2, so now we have 3. You can see the 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's 6 altogether. I know it's tiny. So now we're going to chain 1 again. You're just going to go under the yarn and pull it through. Chain 1. And you can pause this at any time. Pause this at any time so you can get the hang of this. This is the beginning of a granny square. Now we just did the 6 double crochets. We have to do 6 more. But we do them in sets of 3. So we did the chain 1, and now we're going to go into the same hole to do 3 more double crochet. So under the yarn, into the hole, pull the yarn through. If you go under the yarn to pull it through, you'll have 3. You'll see 3. You should see 3. 1, 2, 3. Under the yarn, pull it through 2. You have 2. Under the yarn, pull through 2. You have 1. Again, that's 1 double crochet. So let me do the other 2 really quick. Under the yarn, in the hole, pull it through, 2 and 2. Under the yarn, in the hole, pull through, 2 and 2. Now we have to chain 1. Now we're going to do our last 3 double crochets. So under, go through, you can see, go through the hole there. And it should look like this on your hook. You should have, because you're going under the yarn, so you should have 2 strands. And then you got to pull the yarn through. You have to go under the yarn to pull it through. Have 3. Pull through just 2. Have 2 under the yarn. Pull through and complete. 2 more. We have to do 2 more. So I'm going to do that right now. Under, pull through 2 and 2. I'm just yanking the yarn loose. Under, go through the hole, pull through yarn, go through 2, go through 2, and then you do the chain, the 1 chain, the single at the end. You always do to complete your stitch. You can see the 2 there. To complete that, you always want to do a chain. Do a chain, which is this. I should slow down, right? For the beginners. Under the yarn and then pull it through the loop. That's a chain. Now to connect, we want to go to the very first 3 chain we did, which is right here. Okay, you can see it close up. You don't go under the yarn. You're just simply going to slip stitch. So you go through that, right? You can see that. And then you You're going to go through that, and then you're going to pull the yarn through the hole, and then just pull it right through that loop, that single stitch. So you've now made your center of your granny square. Now at this time, because you did stitch with this, you can clip that little piece of yarn off. Now, to start the next row, and this is what you're going to do throughout the whole thing. This is going to be a long video. I hope it uploads. What you want to do is get to the very first, this is called where you're going to crochet into. So, and there's 2 here. So what you want to do is slip stitch to get there. So on the very top, you can see your top crochets here. I probably should do a video of me like this. You can see me doing it. You're going to go slip your hook into that stitch, the top stitch, like this. It's right through the top. And then you're going to pull the yarn through, and then through again, through the loop again. Then you're going to do the exact same thing with the very next stitch on the top. Pull the yarn through, and then pull it through the loop back to this. So now you're at the beginning. You're right here at the beginning to start, because you need to do 3 double crochets in each section. And you're going to do 3 and then 3, actually 6, to make your way around. So I'll show you. I'm going to change color so you can see it. I'm going to change color to yellow, and at the same time you'll be able to see how to change color. So to change color, before you go into that hole there to start your double crochets, you're going to grab your next color, and you're going to put the hook through, and then pull the yarn, pull the yellow through, or whatever color, and then pull it through the loop. Pull it through the loop. So basically now it's going to, if you pull on the white, it's going to secure down. And now you can start with your yellow. You can leave the white hanging to come back to later. When you change up the color, you just bring it back up into your work. And that also shows you where the back end of your work is, because it's going to be like this in the back side. Or you can snip it. If you do cut it, then you just hold it down as you're working around so that it stitches into with your work and not becoming loose. All right, so we're going to do the next round, which is double crochet around. And that is, so you have your yellow, your white's back here, and you have your yellow. So you want your yellow. You can drape it around like this so that it will stitch in. You're going to do a chain of 3, and this will be your first double crochet. So your chain of 3 starts with under the yarn, pull it through, that's 1, under, pull through, that's 2, pull through, 3. So you have your chain 3. And you're going to go under the yarn, and in the same hole, you just bring it in. Bring it in. Go in there. And then you're going to pull the yarn through. You got your 3 again. 2, and then 2. So now you look at 2 double crochet, and now you have 1 more. You have to do 1 more. So you go under the yarn, pull the yarn through, you've got 3, pull it through 2, 2, pull it through 1. So see, you have 3 double crochets. Now you're going to chain 1, always chain 1 when you're done with the 3. Then you're going to go under the yarn in the same hole again. You're going to do 3 double crochets. So I'm going to do that real quick so I can get this side showing you how to do this. Under the yarn, in the same hole, pull the yarn through. You've got 3, pull through 2, pull through 2. Do it again. Under the yarn, pull it through 2, and again. I know it doesn't look like much right now. So then chain 1 at the end. So now you've got your 6. Now you got to skip over 3 because you're going to the next section. You can see where it's at. You can feel the hole. You're going to go in under the yarn. Always go under the yarn first. Go in the hole, pull the yarn through. Now you can clip that off if you want to. You can actually clip that piece of yarn since you sewn it in. So you go under the yarn, 2, and then 2. There's 1. Under the yarn, through the same hole. You got 3, go through 2, and then go through 2. Under the yarn, through the hole, grab the yarn. Under the yarn, pull it through 2, pull it, and under the yarn again, pull through 2. You might have to pause this. So there's 3. Then you do a single, a chain. You do 1 single chain. Then you do 3 more in the same hole. Pull my yarn out. 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3, and then a chain 1. So you have 6 again. Now you go to the next one, which is over here. You can see the hole. See the 3 from the beginning. Under the yarn, through the hole, pull it through. Under the yarn, pull it through 2, and then under the yarn again, pull through the remaining 2, back to 1. We're going to do 3, just like the other one. And whenever you're done doing 3 double crochets, you're going to always chain 1 to complete that before going on to the next 3. So you're basically making the square right now to work around. And what's cool about this is you can make an entire blanket by just keep going around in circles with different colors if you wanted to, or just doing 2 colors or 3 colors or whatever. As big as the blanket that you want, you could make a huge square, or you can make your squares. Let me show you really quick. Oh, let me chain 1 to complete that before I forget, because I want to show you really quick. This is like a square. You see how you started? This is the center, and then it goes around. We're doing right now. The yellow we're doing on that is this right here. This is what it looks like. This is the pattern that I'm showing you right now. You see how you can see the 3 double crochets. A chain 1 makes the hole here, and then 3 double crochets. Right now, that's what we're doing. We're doing 6 in the same. You can see the hole right there is what we're stitching into right now. 3, and then 3. Then you skip over to the next section. You can see that hole right there. Same thing. And then when you go around, you can see how it's double. See you can see how it's 2 in the same hole. Well, as it gets bigger, you're going to have singles, not 6. You're not going to have 3 and 3. You're just going to have 3 and then go back to double. And you just have to feel where your holes are. Like you can see the singles right here. Those are 3 singles. The next one, there's 4 singles. The next one, there's 5 singles. You see how it is? Only the corners will get 6 in the same hole. So that's what builds your square up. And this is a very long video. So when I'm actually done making the 4th square, I have 3 made right now. When I'm done making the 4th square, my next video will be how to sew these together. You can sew them together to form a blanket. If you want to make a bunch of different squares with different colors, you can do that too. If you want it to be a nice pattern, red and white for next Christmas or something, you can do that too. Or you can make a poncho. You only need 4 squares. This is a child size square for a child's poncho. All you need is 4 squares to make a poncho. And I'm making my 4th one now. So when I go to stitch that together, I will do another video to show you how to stitch it together. All right, so let's complete this. We have one more to do, one more corner to do, and that would be right here. So we got our, excuse me, I'm losing my train of thought now. We've already chained one, right, because we had to complete it. Now we're going to go under and then through the hole here where the 3 is. Pull the yarn through. It looks like this. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like that when you're doing it. See how it looks? Just make sure it's a little tighter. You'll gauge the size of the yarn and everything. So you pull the yarn through 2, and then pull it underneath again and pull through 2. You're connecting it with that chain. See how that connects? And then you're going to go under the yarn and do the same thing 2 more times. It's always, double crochet is always under the yarn twice. So now you have 3. See the 3 double crochets? 1, 2, 3. Now we got to chain 1 to secure it, and then do 3 more in the same hole. Under the yarn, through the hole, pull it through. Under the yarn, pull it through. Under the yarn, pull it through. That's 1. And then 2 more times. Under the yarn, pull it through. And then a chain to seal it. Right? Now let's say I wanted to go back to white. You would do the same thing you did when you changed to yellow. You have to connect these 2. So you go to the very first one for yellow, go through, see the 2 chains, the 3 chains, you're going to go through right there below the stitch. Pull the yellow yarn through, or whatever color you have, and you're not going to go under the yarn again. You're just going to connect them by pulling it through. Pull it by pulling that through that loop, that first loop. Now you're back to this. Now, if you want to change the color, make sure, again, go back to the beginning. You're going to go into the top part of that stitch. And you're going to go into it to do a slip stitch. That just is going to move you along. So see how I'm going under it? Can you see that? I hope y'all can see this. Not blurry. Go under, pull the yarn through, and just slip. You just pull it through the loop. Slip stitch. The next one. Go through the top, stitch, pull the yarn through it. You got 2 loops. Pull that loop through underneath this loop. So pull it through back here. So now you're actually back to where you need to begin. If you wanted to change color, you would take, or start off with the white because I didn't cut it, right? So here's the white. I'm just going to pull the white up and go through the next hole here. Go through with the hook, pull the white through, right? And then pull it through the yellow. And then pull the yellow down to tighten it. Now I can start my next row with chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Under the yarn, through the loop. And that is your first double crochet. Always counts as your first double crochet. And that's the hole you're going to go through. You're on the corner because you can see the 6. So it means you have to do 6. You do 3, and then you do 3 double crochet, and then a chain to seal it, and then 3 more. So I'm going to show you what that looks like really quick. I know I'm fast, but I want to show you what it looks like when you do this. Okay? And I'm going to say what I'm doing. I'm just not going to say the motions because I did that earlier. So here's my first double crochet because it's chain 3. And I'm just going to do that. 2 more to make it 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, same hole. Do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. See, I got my corner. Now the thing is here, the middle, you only do 3 because you're not on a corner. So you change your 1 under the yarn, go through. Just go right through the hole. See, there's a hole there. You just go through it. Pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through twice. That's chain 1. And I mean, that's double crochet 1, then you gotta do 2 more. And then chain 1. Chain 1. So this is what it looks like. Now you have the corner again, so you have to do 6. So you go under the yarn in the hole there, right in between the stitches, in between the 3 and the 3 from before. Pull the yarn through, you have 3. This is the chain, and then pulling the yarn through, and then under. Then you're going to pull the yarn, under the yarn, pull it through 2, and then under the yarn, and pull it through both, the chain and the stitch. Make sure double crochet. So let me do that. I keep pulling the yarn, so you got 2, and then 3 with 1 chain to seal it. And then you gotta do 3 more to do the corner. 1, 2, 3, and then a chain. Now you got your second corner. You see how it looks? Do you see? Now, this is 27 minutes of me talking to myself because this is going to be recorded. Obviously, it's recorded. So, if you have any questions, and I'm not going to charge anybody money to have a tutorial one-on-one with me in private messenger. If you want me to be able to show you close up, like better than this, trust me, ladies, there's a better, I'm trying to help y'all, but the crochet crowd, that link I shared last week, is phenomenal with their tutorials on how to do different types of stitches. Look up the granny square stitch. This is the easiest one to do. This is the easiest stitch to do. It's really simple. If you don't like these holes, let me show you something real quick. If you don't like the holes, you can do this. And I'm going to show you really quick with a different color. I'll do blue. Let's say you want a granny square, but you don't want to go around in circles. You just kind of want it straight, you know, back and forth straight. Maybe change the color at the end. And you don't want any holes, right? So I'm going to do a very small one just to show you how to do no holes, okay? I just made a loop. I just made the loop at the very beginning of the video. I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll do 10. I basically chained 10. And chaining is just basically going under the yarn and pulling the yarn, pulling it through that loop. See how the hook has gotten it. That's all chaining is. Say you wanted to make a square, but you wanted no holes, right? You can double crochet the whole thing. The only thing is it's going to take more yarn, and it'll take a lot longer to do. So basically you would chain, I would say, let me see. If you wanted to make a square this size, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 4, about chain 45 or 44. Chain 44. So it would be this done 44 times. And at the end, what you're going to do is what you just learned, the double crochet. you would go under. Let's say you did 10 or 45. You do it as single, just single. Then just turn it around. Then go under the yarn and go into your first chain, whatever hole that is there, the first chain. Under the yarn and go into the first chain. And then pull the yarn through. You've got 3. Then pull it through the first 2. Right? You've got 2, and then pull through again. Back to 1. Then you keep repeating that. So you go under the yarn, the next chain. See it? The next chain, right in the center of the chain. Pull the yarn through, go through 2, go through 2. Okay? Go under the yarn, next chain. You can see where the next chain is. This one's already been used. Now you got to go to the next one. Pull the yarn under the yarn, pull it through twice. And you repeat that all the way down. All the way down. And it may look loose at first, but if you, as you're working your stitches, it will tighten up. And when I teach you how to do your edging, it'll tighten up also. Right now my hand is loose, and I believe I have 2 more. I made the stitches kind of small. Oopsie. Oops. Don't say oops. Yo. It's falling out. Okay, so this is what it would look like. It's not as holy. You see what that looks like? That is a double crochet. That is double crochet. And you can absolutely do a blanket with just that stitch. You could. The whole thing, the whole blanket, if you wanted to. It would just take a long time. It would take a long time. Let me just pull that apart, because I don't need that. Whoop. That's how I've been getting all these ponchos done, because I'm doing this stitch. So let me complete this circle, and then I'm going to end this. And if y'all have any questions, or you need me to just do a video chat with you, I can actually hold this up to the camera. You can see it better. This is a recorded video, so it's probably not going to be, it's not that, you know, it's not, I should be doing this tutorial. I really should be doing this tutorial with the camera in front of me, so I can show you what I'm doing. Like, let me try something just real quick. Should have done this at the beginning. Hang on a minute. Don't mind the pee pad on the floor. You know my doggy's sick. How do we flip this around? Oh, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. It's not letting me do it. Alright. Anyways. So, here. You know what I'll do? I'll do this real quick. This is what I'm doing. Ready? I want you to see this. Under, and then through the hole. Through the hole. Pull the yarn through. Pull it under 2, and pull it, whoops. See, sometimes that happens, and that's okay. You just grab it back. Or just do it over again. Under the yarn. Under the yarn. Right, so it looks like this. It looks like this. Go through the hole. Pull the yarn through. You've got 3 on your hook. Under the yarn, pull it through the first 2. Come on, go underneath that one. There you go. And then under the yarn, pull through 2 again. That's your first double crochet. Again, under the yarn, go through the same hole. You're just pulling it through, pulling yarn through. And then you've got 3 double crochets. You got to chain 1. Sorry, I'm yanking the yarn so I can get more yarn. Chain 1 is just going under the yarn and pulling it through the loop. And that seals in your 3 stitches. Now it's a corner. Like I said before, you've got the 6 here. So you'd have to do 3 more in that same hole. So go under the yarn, through the hole, under the yarn, 2, and then 2. Oops. And then chain 1. So you can see the 6. 6, 3, space. That's the space you're always going to stitch in. And then the 3. Every space. The next one is just 3 because it's in the center. It's not on a corner. So you do 3. You would do 3 double crochet into that hole there. And when you remember double crochet, you just remember it this. You go under the yarn to put it through, and then pull the yarn through to have 3 on your hook. And then go under the yarn twice. That's always 2. Under the yarn, pull through 2. And then under the yarn again to pull through the remaining 2. That is a double crochet. See? Almost made a little square. Now you can make a bunch of these little ones, like 17 will make a stocking. I could show you that too. 17 of this size will make a stocking. And these, when you learn this stitch and learn this granny square, you could do a bunch of different colored ones like this and then sew them all together and have an amazing blanket or an amazing poncho or amazing purse. You can make a pocketbook. Hello, yes you could. So if y'all have any questions at all and you actually would love to have a one-on-one tutorial, please do not hesitate to shoot me a message, because I would love to teach you how to crochet. This is a lost art. I am so happy and grateful that my grandmother showed me how to do this, and that my mom actually just showed me how to do the granny square. And I'm having a ball doing these things. And there you have it. Square. It is the easiest one to learn. If you pause this video and you have a question or it wasn't clear enough, I do apologize. Y'all can message me anytime. I would love to show you how to do this. It's relaxing. It helps with anxiety. It helps with stress. It is so relaxing. And if you have arthritis, it really helps with that, because my grandmother had arthritis really bad, but when she crocheted, it helped. It was like exercise, like physical therapy. And you'll get addicted if you actually like to make arts and crafts. And once you start making these and giving them away to your family, you're gonna get hooked. No pun intended. All right, everyone, it's been 40 minutes. It usually doesn't take me that long. I did a lot of talking and showing and everything, but this normally would take me 2 minutes. I'm not kidding. It would take me 2 minutes to do that. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. God bless you all, and have a great Sunday coming up. Happy Saturday night. Bye.